How's everybody doing? This is L.A. Kendrick with another conversational piece. And I guess what I want to touch on today is, I guess is another aspect of people, like the ones that try to say that you're judging or looking for a reason to be angry or have a reason or to formulate a reason to be angry. You guys know those people. You've worked with them. You've lived with them. They're so-called friends. You've seen them. I guess, again, another group of people you should probably get away from. Like, you'll get them asking you questions about just stuff in general. Life in general, things that are happening, events, right? They'll ask your opinion, ask you a question about it, and then turn around and hate your guts for asking for answering the question. Right? Like the absolute craziest thing and craziest way to go. So it's like you're asking my opinion. You're going to ask a question of me, and I give you an answer, and now you'll say something like you're being judgmental, or you're being whatever. So why ask the question if you're not going to be satisfied with an answer that's unlike the answer that you want? If you're looking for the truth, why are you getting bent out of shape and, as they say, funny style about it? You shouldn't be doing that. Either you cool with two perspectives. Now, if one of them's talking about hurting somebody or doing something wrong or stuff like that, then yeah, by all means, right? It's supposed to be some pushback. But when you're not pushing hurt somebody or destruction of somebody's body or property or anything like that, then I really don't understand what the question is or why the ill wishes or ill attitude. Don't ask a question if you don't want an answer, a positive answer. Everybody else ain't gonna agree with what you do or how you live, so deal with it. Because most people that I know don't like drug dealers around them, alcoholics, drug users, pedophiles, anything that's morally corrupt as far as whatever biblical or religious set they belong to. You're going to stay away from that as best you can. Jezebel spirit, whatever. You're going to stay away from it. But I've seen a lot of these groups come for your neck when you say you don't agree with a particular way or a lifestyle or whatever. Like, whatever happened to, it's my opinion. Whatever happened to that? I mean, it's like the absolute craziest, most confusing and complicated thing that I've seen. It's almost like having an opinion, an honest opinion, is a death sentence. So, what are we talking about? Like, literally, what are we talking about? Adults can't talk and be adults anymore. You have to sugarcoat everything and spare everybody's feelings. And there are people that you know, they would probably not be in jail or probably be still alive or in better circumstances if they valued the opinion of a person or if you gave an honest opinion of an individual. But somehow, some way, opinions are viewed as negative. How did we get to this point? You know, we can't, truth be told, can't do the kids like that, man. You have to give the kids that truth. You have to have a standard. And if my standard doesn't agree with you, you know coming, because most people, when they ask me a question, they know I'm going to give it to them straight with no chase. I'm going to give you an honest opinion, whether you like it or not. And if I can't give an honest opinion, I won't say anything. And a lot of times I don't say anything at all anyway. I just know that when I talk to people or when you're just having discussions with people just in general, it's always this weird energy, it's always this weird vibe, it's always something that doesn't make sense. Like, you literally cannot have an opinion without it offending somebody. If you grew up in the 80s and 90s, trust me, you know what happens? Man, you had an opinion, and everybody Most of the people you came in contact with, guess what they didn't have? They didn't have thin skin. Most of the people when you came up in the 80s and 90s, guess what? I mean, you literally had to have tough skin around people. And it's okay. Because it made us more solid, more well-rounded. That's what it did for us. Now you say something wrong and you try to make a point or point out a facet or just basically, like I said, anything that makes any sense. And now you got to throw the red card down. Now they said they had a red card in the military because people were stressing if the drill sergeant or somebody got in their face. I never saw it when I was in. But they said some mothers wrote letters and called in and said that, you're stressing their kid. I'm thinking, lady, your kid gonna be going to war, gonna be getting shot at. You think that card's gonna stop the enemy from putting some hot lead in them? I don't know where that comes from. Again, too sensitive. An opinion is just an opinion. Like it, live it, roll with it, or don't ask. But don't try to destroy somebody's livelihood, their life, and don't wreck a friendship behind being overly sensitive. I've had people here recently critique me on things, and I'll just roll with it, roll right with it, and go, okay, if I can use it, I use it. If I can't, then I won't. But I turn right back around and did the exact same thing to an individual, and I ain't heard from them since June 29th because I pointed out some truths, and I've never done it before. Because I told him, I said, hey, you're going to keep dishing it out, you're going to have to take some of this back. And it wasn't a tit for tat moment. I was just showing him, hey, how come it is when you speak your piece, and I'm just asking you a random question, the sky is blue. Well, it's not really blue, it's green. Hey, man, you quit playing, the sky is blue. Something as simplistic as that, I'm just using that for an example. And I ain't heard from him since June 29th. I think that's hilarious. There were even people that used to work, and they would go, well, I want to ask his opinion. And I remember one guy in particular would tell him, hey, man, don't ask him no question if you don't want an honest answer. Because most people don't want his truth or his answer. I'm not a saint or anything like that. I mess up just like anybody else. But what I don't do is I don't surround myself with people that are don't share the same standard that I do. You should always set yourself a standard and never back off that standard. You should always stand on it. All right, you got to have some principles. You have to have that. And again, as I always say, man, teach it to the next generation. Because we lacking something. Something's going on, something's wrong. And I think we're failing in a lot of ways with the kids because, again, everybody sits behind a computer screen. Everybody's a tough person behind a computer screen. And not even necessarily being a tough person. Don't have any socialization skills. Because now once you get next to, or you have to deal with people in reality, in real life, in real time, they fall short, they can't function, they freak out, all this weird stuff start popping off. So again, set a standard and teach the standard. Right? Don't go below your standard, man. You can't. Because if you do, you become like everybody else. And there's millions of people walking around this planet with no standards. And they expect you not to have any standards and get mad when you do have them. And I've taken up too much of you guys' time as is, all right? New book should be out next month. Working really hard to get that out. And like I say, man, teach the next generation the positive aspects of it. Show them that tough love because life ain't supposed to be easy. It'll knock you on your ass and dare you to get up. And like I said on one of my books, I dare to get up every time. Who with me?